Oh, that's why. There we go. Oh, there we go. Testing 1 2 1 2. There we go. Where have we got? We got 2 people. Anyone else on yet? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Remember, it's a bit of a delay for your phone.
Must be the shitty Wi-Fi.
That'd be better than what I've got.
I gotta chain you down, bro.
Must be the shitty Wi-Fi.
I'll show you. We'll hear in a second.
That'd be better than what I've got.
There we go. No, so we can hear Bo.
No.
So you Bo, you can talk. If you talk, you'll go for the mic.
Okay, cool. I just can't see the chat.
You can't see the chat, but we can relay the chat to you.
Cool.
Anyone else on yet? We can hear Bo. Bo, you can talk. If you talk, you'll go for the mic.
I'm going to suggest the 2 viewers are probably me and Bo.
No, Bo can't. Bo can't view it.
Oh.
Anyone else? Your shitty Wi-Fi doesn't allow them to use data. Oh, you want a battery?
Mm-hmm.
I get a battery for that. You just say hi before they pop on. No, Bo can't. Bo can't. Oh. Your shitty Wi-Fi doesn't allow them to use data. Oh, you want a battery?
Jake. There we go. Jake, how much you got in your motor dollars-wise? Is that my motor and the Calais, or is that Ev's motor that's sitting behind me with the Whipple charger, Jake? Jake, how much you got in your motor dollars-wise? Is that my motor and the Calais, or is that Ev's motor that's sitting behind me? Jake? Jake, straight up with the hard hitting questions.
How much do you got?
How much money you got in your motor?
What did we get?
I'm going to guess 30,000.
I think you get 30,000.
Is that all?
Jake, straight up with the hard hitting questions. Calais and Big Ev. All right. Well, you go first because you're cheaper.
Yeah, the Calais is a much cheaper version.
You just want to mute your phone so it just doesn't go back to the mic. There we go. Got it.
How much money's in my Calais? In the engine? Not a lot, to be honest.
No, yours because yours is all simple mods, and plus I've already done all the research by doing trial and error before.
And a lot of the parts I've got on mine, I shopped around and got a bargain or got cheap stuff. So the cam that's currently in mine is a second-hand cam that I only paid a couple of $100 for, to be honest. The Mace intercooler kit was also second-hand. That's been in there for like 8 or 9 years, so I can't remember what I paid for it. Jake can't hear us. What's going on with the mic?
All right, it says it's working. It says it's on.
You got the mic volume actually turned up?
Well, it says it's broadcasting here. Well, it was. I heard myself. No. Well,
I can hear it echoing before.
yeah. So I don't know if it's Jake's because it was working in your live stream there.
Yeah.
So
You can't hear us at all, Jake?
yeah, well, it's working on your live stream there. So
Yeah.
Is it just quiet or is it? Anyone else? Anyone else can tell us if it's working or not? Because Sean's phone is playing it all right. Anyone else can tell us if. I can hear, but both you guys.
All right, cool. Hey, I can hear both of you. Lol, just watching.
Okay, sweet. So the audio is going out.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Jake, if you can't hear us, then just double check your settings on your phone or your TV, whatever you're watching it on. Because it's working or not for everyone else. So we know the stream's working all right. But all right, we'll get back to it. And so Sean, you were talking about.
Yeah. So the Mace intercooler kit, it was secondhand. A guy bought it and actually decided to go turbo. So the kit was unused, brand new. So I got a good deal on that. What other engine mods have we done to the?
So you got heads, cam, blower.
Yeah. So the heads, there's a couple of grand in the heads. Awesome, Jake. Awesome. Yeah, there's a couple of grand in my heads. Because we actually caused some damage to mine very early on, and it broke a valve guide off an intake valve and exhaust valve, one on each head. So started making some noise, went into limp mode, and we just started stripping it down until we couldn't find anything broken. Took the heads down to the head shop, and within half an hour they rang me and said we found the problem. So my heads are now polished, K-line brass inserts.
Really that much.
Not
No.
really, not as much as they could be.
Because it's only yeah.
Big valves though, so obviously the valve guides broke, so therefore the valves bounced around and flogged out the seats. So I've got a 3-angle grind cut on the valve seats, and the valves are oversized now because obviously they got flogged out from just the valves not running true. So oversized intakes and exhausts, intercooler, cam.
It's only a baby cam too. It's only an XP hot, which is
I've done
only like
XP hot, which is like one up from a factory cam. It's not a big cam at all.
it seems like stage two.
Like stage 2.
Stage 2
Yeah.
going on like stats really.
Yeah. So what have we got? A couple of grand in the heads. There was probably 2 grand in the intercooler kit, give or take.
Yeah.
4.5. Cam was 5. Oh, bits and pieces and crap on the way through. Maybe 6.5 or 7 grand on my engine.
Yeah.
My block is still the factory block. The cam went in on old bearings, so it will go bang one day. But we're just
Are you running MLS head gaskets, or are you still running factory head gaskets?
stock head gaskets.
Yeah, I thought so because we just got those Permaseal ones through work.
Yep. Just stock head gaskets on mine. Basically, all I did was give it more air and more boost and smaller pulley, and just wind it up.
Yeah. So you're only running a 255-inch pulley, which is 19 psi.
PSI.
Um,
The 19 PSI equates in my car to maybe 12 or 13. I think
yeah,
that's
because what you don't get is, and this is where I hate the term PSI pulley, because it's not normally a. It's not.
It's not true.
It's not true.
Yeah.
It's a any engine flows. If your engine flows more air, then it ain't going to be a 19 psi. It's going to be a 12 psi, which puts what you see. Mm-hmm. And then obviously when we throw more stuff into it and do more work with your engine, and do some more porting or something like that, it might drop down again.
might drop down again.
And the lower the PSI, the better, because you're reducing the amount of heat in the air charge, because you're not compressing it as much, because compression is what creates heat. So if you can, theoretically, if you can have 1 PSI and flow the amount of air that a 255-inch pulley does, then your engine is, 1, very efficient, and 2, it's not going to create as much heat, which is great.
Which for the M90s is one of their biggest downfalls.
And
Yeah, is is the heat they make, and the heat soak you end up. So the biggest thing to make these blowers the best they can be is cooling and efficiency. That's yeah. You can spin the blower real quick, but if it gets hot, as soon as it starts getting hot, you just start going backwards.
Yeah.
You're not actually gaining anything. So it's
No.
not all about spinning the blower fast. It's spinning the blower to the point where you don't start dropping off that efficiency level.
No.
As soon as you start dropping off efficiency and it gets too hot, you drop off real quick.
This is where turbo sometimes can be really efficient because they can still make up the loss in volumetric efficiency. So if your engine starts flowing really well because you've done more port and heads to it, you're still going to make 10 psi because the spring needs 10 psi to open the wastegate.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but we all know we like a bit of wine at the front. We don't like a
Bit of wine, bit of toot. That's about it in the Calais. It's actually been a very cheap build, a very budget build. I never made out to make it a big horsepower motor, so you don't have to spend a lot of money on these motors to see.
It does help when you have friends that have gone through it and know what they're doing.
Yeah. I made some errors on the way through when I first started. Ev helped me out with a fair bit, but parts wise, there's not a lot of big money in my engine.
Really? I'd probably, yeah, once we finish it off with the extra little bit of machining and fabrication, I reckon you've only spent probably close to about seven grand in engine work over how long we had the car now?
I've had the Calais for 11 years now.
Yeah,
So it's been off the road for the last few years. So this was the big hurrah, bring it back out, paint job, and do all the work you guys have seen.
You spent more on the paint job than you have nearly in mods.
It'd be close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be close, but it is a nice paint job. So it was kind of worth the money.
And now you also got the interior now.
Yeah, the interiors. That's obviously a big chunk of change. Full cream leather interior. Revamp is not cheap, and there was an unexpected gearbox rebuild that came up. So the interior will be coming. It's obviously got a cash back up after building the gearbox. There's no point having a car with sexy interior that would sit there and
the
do
gearbox
nothing.
to go at some point, but not that early.
Oh,
I do suspect though that your gearbox did go by the fact that it had really little oil in it when you got it here,
yeah.
and it's probably just burning.
Yeah, the lack of transmission fluid's probably not a good thing for a gearbox. How many dollars do you reckon you've got in a big EV motor?
All right, well, going back to my motor. All right, so I'll be doing a video very shortly on the actual engine part.
We should do a rig rundown once we put it back together.
A rig rundown.
That seems to be the thing on YouTube now, doing rig rundowns. We should do one.
Oh, fair enough. All right. Well, did we just do motor only?
Yeah, just motor. Jake only out about motor.
Why is that going through? Give me a second, guys.
Would it be fair to say that this blower here is worth as much as my whole mods?
There we go. Was that you, Bo, that did something? I think it's screwed up. Just give me a second. Oh, audio problems, people.
I know for a fact that this blower's going on the audio is worth almost what I spent on my mods. But how long ago did you buy this blower?
2012? There we go. That's why.
You got it sorted?
There we go.
There we go.
For some reason, it thought my microphone was an actual speaker,
Oh, yeah.
and I couldn't control it.
So Ev bought this Whipple in 2012, and he's basically had it sitting on the shelf and worked his way up to being able to put this blower on that engine.
Yeah, so, all right, so I found a good deal back in about 2012, 2013. Someone was selling a whole Whipple kit, and I was like, I'll grab that. and then it just sat in the shed for a while until I could figure something
A
out.
few years.
A few years because I still had stock L6. No, actually, I didn't have a stock L67. I had a Ecotech top swap with an M90 on E85 using my old M90 supercharger, which I ported the crap out of it. And I was running about 350 horsepower with a T56 behind it. And I think my best run at the drags was about 13, about a 13.45 or something like that. But it was axle tramping everywhere. So I didn't really get a good launch. All my 60-foot times were really crap. But I was passing around about 110, 112 mile an hour at the end, which is pretty good. And then, yeah, I think I got about 5 or 6 runs that night. And I did a fourth gear burnout, and I ended up popping a head gasket halfway down the track on that run, and then had to baby at home because I was young and I didn't have a lot of money. So, as we all do, we tried to improvise, and we drove it home, pulled into a service station every 10 k's, filled it up with water, drove it home, kept going. We got to a Hungry Jack's, and I went to the counter. I said, "Can I have some raw eggs?" Because I wanted to try at least the raw egg trick, see if it worked. Didn't work really. Filled up with water, drove it home. So we drove from Willowbank back to where we are in North Brisbane, and that's about 80 k's. So it's about several servo stops on the way through. And then I actually ended up putting it in the garage, and then in the end we're like, all right, now I've got a reason to actually rebuild it. We did. Block went off the PLR, and basically, no, sorry, that's different. I found an already forged motor for sale, bought that, and then sent that off to PLR to get reconditioned, make sure, because it had already been in a turbo build making 700 horsepower, and it was cheaper to buy, obviously, an engine already done up than to get it all the parts and do it again. Did that, and they reconditioned new bearings, ACL race bearings, made sure everything was right, indexed the crank, put dowels in the crank for the L67 because it was an auto. Sorry, for the T56 because there was an auto behind it, T400.
Do you have to change your cam because your LSA specs would have been different?
Yeah, well, before with that 300 horsepower, there had no cam. It was literally just 195, 190 split ratio rockers on a stock cam. There wasn't actually a cam in it. It was just different rockers to make the different lift. But all the timing was about right. And we've got an intense stage 4 cam in that motor now. So that's about 600 lift on 1.61 ratio rockers. So it's right on the, you got to machine everything out. So I had a few, I didn't get bigger valves like Sean did on his heads. Basically just a little bit of a port matching for the intake side. And yeah, just basically put it all together. I think the bottom end recondition and work was about $5,000.
That's plus the cost of the motor.
Yeah, so I already bought the motor beforehand. But we can spin that motor now way into the 7,000s if we wanted to. So it's all balanced enough to do that. The heads just won't flow at that point. So I really need to get those heads done. That engine now has been fire-ringed. If you don't know what fire-ringed is, they actually mill out the inside of the top of the piston, top of the bore, so you can have a beryllium fire-ring in there, and then shove a massive copper gasket between them. So I can run like into the 40 pounds of boost area quite easy.
And should be good to go.
It has 1-inch head studs on it, so instead of your sorry, not 1 inch, half inch, mate. 1 inch.
Big
No.
1-inch head studs.
No, half-inch head studs. Compared to your the down. So it's got a bit of clamping pressure now. I think when you tighten them, you tighten them about 115 or 120 foot-pounds of torque, which is a lot.
I run ARP head studs in mine as well, but not that big.
Yeah,
I think I just run the OEM size or slightly bigger, whichever what it was.
Hey, Twin Cross. Just how you popped up.
Oh yeah. So, well, what do we reckon? Are we afraid to tell people sort of what's in this motor? It's
Well, before my next part of it, it's been an involving process. So to get to 600 with the Whipple kit and all like that, like the bottom end can handle it, and it can handle a lot more. Yeah, there's fair bit of money. Probably about 4, 8. We're going into the 10.
Plus the blower.
Tuning, plus the blower. It's about 17. We're getting into we're at 20, about 20k with the blower and the bottom end build and all like that. I was including the gearbox. That was about $3.5 grand in there.
Yeah.
And that because it was brand new through Melwood.
That's what I was thinking. You'd be in the 20.
Hence why I took the decision to take all this out of a $5,000 Commodore and shove it into like at least into the Monaro, where the money in the drivetrain matches the money of the actual vehicle. And as you can see, she's quite sad back there, but it's shiny. The engine bay is really shiny now. Polish the crap out of it
Polish the crap out.
because I got nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do, and you got a sore back, so you can't do much else.
Yeah, well, 21st century medicine helps at the moment. Hence why I'm sitting here.
I don't want to just catch up on the chat a little bit. 100%, but paint is mint.
Definitely,
good.
the V6 is dearer to build because there's no support. You got to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely around 20 grand plus the air plate.
But how good is it to beat an a little bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's a little bit of fun. I haven't done it yet. Hopefully we're going out to the track shortly with the Calais.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, a little bit of fun. It depends on how big the turbo is on the LS.
Next stage of the build with the Monaro is obviously going to include as you saw last time on the last live stream. So it's been sitting here for months, so not doing anything. But the Heltec 2500T. Reason for T is I can do torque management with the T56 gearbox, so I don't get as much axle tramp as I used to. Hopefully. But what you saw in the shorts a while ago was this one, which is what I was actually saving up. And I was waiting for a sale, and obviously it did come out.
Ooh, I haven't seen this yet.
So, IC7 dash. So, I can put everything on there. It's gonna make it. I'm gonna see if I can actually play with the PNG files in the back end and try to make it look like the Monaro dash unit because
thumbs up for a Haltech dash. That's sexy. That's nice.
So have all my data on that. So yeah, we're gonna try to spin this Whipple way past this recommended bearing rating. If I can get it to grip with an 8 PK belt, and that's the issue. And I'm at the limits with an 8 PK belt on this thing, so it's either more tension and tighten the crap out of it, which I did last time, and I literally melted the frickin' pulley to the snout. There's an old video on that one. I had to use a free jaw puller to pull it out. That's pretty much where we're at, and then with the Heltec and that, and then we're looking at bigger blower designs and options where to go, and I've already got an idea what I want, and it's going to be, it doesn't matter which route I go, it's going to be the only one in Australia that has it, so it's going to be quite fun, that journey. I'm just going to go back up the chat because a few people asked some questions. I want to supercharge my 2015 3-litre V6. What would you recommend? Well, those 3 litre V6s are direct injection. There's very little support in tuning those motors. I'm actually not sure if you can flash tune them. I know Haltech don't support them. I've looked into that, so they only support the LA Techs, but not the direct injection. So unless they've changed something, but yeah, they don't support that. So if you can find someone who tunes them, great. Would you want to supercharge it with a positive displacement blower on top? You're gonna have to fabricate all your lower intake manifold yourself. There's no one out there that makes it. The only kits that might work is the like those Raptor supercharger kits.
Who were they? Vortec.
Vortec,
Do
yeah.
they do side mount superchargers?
Yeah,
for
side
them?
mount superchargers. So they're the only ones that probably would fit because remember they are quite a tall motor, and I think if you threw a positive displacement charger on top of an LA Tech, you're probably sitting it out the bonnet, especially in a V/VF. So just have a hunt around. It'd be pretty cool. I like to see a supercharged LA Tech with a positive displacement blower, only because I want to see what the actual torque and all that makes down low, because they're actually not a bad motor. Actually, how about we do that? A new project.
How about no?
Get
How about no? Just stick with the
a
L67.
V6, get a V6 Rodeo Colorado, so it's got the bonnet height,
Oh,
and just send it out the back of the glass house. Do you know? I actually looked the other day, and surprisingly, everyone's asking because they didn't make a lot of V6 petrol 4x4s. They made a shit ton of rear ones, but all the 4x4s that are easily in the 10s to 20 grand mark
bloody hell!
for a I think, yeah, they're over 12 years old now, those cars. So
Second-hand market's gone crazy.
let's
What
quickly
else
go.
have we got in the
Right,
chat?
so I was going through.
Afternoon Oz Beefer. Twin Cross, 12 years, still going quick and quicker. Hey, Cornfed.
Hey man, how you going, buddy?
Fancy
I
looking
see
whoops there.
that pulley work any good? Thumbs up to the Magnaro. We'll go with
I
Magnaro.
think we're going to go with Magnaro.
Yeah.
It sounds bogan enough.
But unfortunately, I can't. We don't have allow 8 digits on our license plates here in Queensland. Give me a sec. Let's see if I can get Bo onto the chat.
But we can do something like,
Do you want to keep talking for a bit?
yeah, you won't be able to get 8 letters, but I'm sure we can miss a vowel or use a number 4 instead of an A or something like that to get Magnaro out of it.
Yeah.
What we got here?
Feedback. Properties.
Work rate, thank you till the engines are no.
Oh, here we go. Desktop audio. Can I shut this off?
I said you missed a good ride up to Mount Glorious today. You need to bring back the brush cutter. Do we want to tell everyone what the brush cutter is?
The brush cutter is my 2005 CBR 600 RR. I kind of sent it off the side of Mount Nebo about 10 years ago.
More than once. That's why we call it the brush cutter, because it's a Honda and it takes out all the weeds.
It's the only Honda that I actually like because it keeps surviving.
It's still going.
It's fallen, it's been stolen, and it keeps coming back home.
Keeps coming back. He's even tried to throw it off a cliff, and we just went down and got it, brought it back up, just put it on the stand, let it settle for 10 minutes, and kicked it back over. It's still here. It's just not in the shed at the moment.
Where's it coming from? It's muted on here. Where's my audio come? I've got
Team Yancey, hello friends. Hey mate, how we going? I'm not sure we're watching. That's right. We're not sure what we're doing either.
We don't really have a agenda or anything like that. We thought we'd come on a Sunday afternoon, say hi, introduce ourselves.
Is this like a public plea for more friends? Is that what this is?
Love me.
Are you gonna put the HK stripes on it? That would look great. I'm assuming that's the Monaro. Set
Ooh.
of racing stripes up and over the.
I don't know. It's a silver car.
Could be interesting. I think the first step's get all this mechanical shit back in it. Isn't that the first step?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. We do have to get the paintwork fixed from your dog trying to eat the Magnaro. So
Yeah, I've got that sorted. I just gotta. There it is. Where's?
oh, what are you playing with?
There it is. I can actually shut that up. There we go. Hey, Bo, do you want to talk now? I can hear you.
Right.
Wait.
I'm checking in from
Actually,
Portland,
Bo, can you
Oregon,
mute yourself?
USA.
It's actually coming frack to your phone. Just mute yourself until you need to talk.
Just do it, you tell, bro. Portland, Oregon, USA. Do you dabble with the L67s over there at all?
There we go. So I found that problem. It was coming through Bo's phone and then coming back through his stream. So there we go. Alright, then go OBS. Alright.
Back on chat
Back
window.
on. Alright.
Throw the chat window up this morning.
Oh, you want the chat window
I've
back
got
up?
old eyes. I can't read chat windows on laptops. I need them on a big screen.
There we go.
There we go.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah.
Now you can see Bo down the left-hand corner. He usually helps us out a lot. Part of TinShed. So we got him basically wired in for somewhere in the Coral Sea on a cruise right now.
Yeah, life of some, being on a holiday on a cruise ship. Team Yancey, are you feeling? Are you fielding car and car related questions? We are, in particular, we work on the supercharged V6, the 3.8 litre supercharged V6, the L67 engine. That's what we play with a fair bit over here. Slightly upgraded from Eaton M90 superchargers to Whipple superchargers, so we have a little bit of play.
Well,
with them.
Whipple's the only one that does a kit really for the L67. No, you can put in there's TBS 1900's been thrown on L67s as well. They're quite efficient. If anything, if I had to choose between a 1900 or the 2.4 liter Whipple, for not for like high horsepower or anything, but just for like reliability, driving around and having decent time with the 4L60E, because most people do have the 4L Slippy E. I go to TBS because it pulls less power off your motor, so your motor's more happy driving around at low RPMs, and the torque rating would be better as well. So I've got to go that way. This thing, obviously, as you can see, has a massive freaking elbow shoved on it because
Let's lay that down.
yeah,
Oh, that's right.
as you can see, so
We'll cut that out in the edit.
Damo from Centerline Industries helped me out a massive amount. So we now have a massive 102 pipe all the way through to the back of the charger, and that can obviously suck in a shit ton of it.
Yeah, you have a 4-inch intake on a little V6 petrol car.
Yeah, so
Most people do 4-inch intakes on their diesel 4 drives.
yeah.
What's happening with my blower? Not much at the moment. Ev's old blower, which I have acquired through many hours of blood, sweat, and tears and labour in the tin shed.
Yeah, it's the T56 remover.
T56 remover. We're up to number 4 now. We've got to put it back in yet. that blower is currently with Bazpec Fabrication. He's doing some milling work on it and opening it up a little bit for me, machining the snout down a little bit so we can put a tensioner on it because I'm already suffering from belt slip and we can't obviously put a snout tensioner on a factory snout. So he's machining that for us. We're also doing snout bearings.
Yep. So
Rotor pack bearings. So we're rebuilding the blower, reconditioning the charger with some mill work.
the only thing we don't really have is a new rotor pack itself.
Yes.
But we'll cross that bridge when we need to. The only benefit of a new rotor pack is getting the full efficiency out of the M90 because you want to have a nice tight seal with the Teflon coating, and that's what we're looking for because otherwise you lose a couple of psi when you're spinning it around about 20,000 RPM, and that's where we're going. We're going to be sending this little M90 out the window.
I don't think it's going to have much choices. As soon as we put a belt tensioner on there, we'll spin it a bit more. 8-rib pulley, 8-rib harmonic balancer, so we can get a bit more grip on that belt.
It's still up in the corner of my shed waiting.
Up in the corner. What else are we doing to the blower? Machine the snout, new bearers, rebuilding blower.
We chewed a shite ton of metal out of it.
At the bottom of the housing, yes.
And basically, if you're not familiar with superchargers and intercoolers, you want to have a void underneath the charger. So as the air comes out, you want it to spread and slow down. So if you machine a bunch of material out from underneath the charger, you now have a void for that air to fill. It slows down and then it can go through the intercooler slower over a greater area. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get as max efficiency out of that intercooler core by slowing it down. So if you wanted to, you can also put it like a spacer again. Yeah, but then we got height issues.
Bonnet clearance issues. And I want to keep my engine looking quite stockish, stealthy kind of, let the car speak for itself rather than have a show car. The other big difference is the elbow and the throttle body. I'm going from a factory elbow.
You currently have a factory elbow, even though it's ported out a little bit.
It's too small.
It's too small, and I did the math of what this motor can suck air wise, and having a 102 mil throttle body on it, it just not really required. No, because you're not going to suck as that much required, and that 102 will never become a restriction for a long time.
Yeah.
Because a 102 can flow up to 1400 CFM of air, really.
Yeah, the rest of my engine doesn't need a 102, so we're only going to an 89 on my motor, which is
85.
85. And the where the elbow comes into the back of the blower has obviously been modified, so we've got a nice clean flow.
Hey Sean!
Oh, there it is.
I've been working on my ventriloquism.
You need to work more.
I need to work more.
So this is what's going on mine. So this is an 85 LS1 throttle body with the big elbow, not the little factory elbow.
Yep. So this is a. If you ever saw them, they were called As U-bends. There was a guy in Sydney, and he basically sandcasted a bunch of U-bends. I got that ages ago, and I've imported it out even more.
Wow.
Look, there is hardly that much material now, probably about 3 mil.
Yeah, lucky there's only air going through it.
It's already rubbed on the back a little bit.
Oh.
So, yeah, it'll flow a bit. It'll meow.
Yeah, it'll definitely blow a bit more than what the current setup will.
And I just made a little bracket for you out of 6 mil steel.
Oh, nice. Nice to take the throttle cable and the cruise control.
Because I don't need that anymore.
No. So that's... Excuse me, that's the upcoming upgrades for the Calais.
And I reckon we'll smash that 400 barrier quite easy.
I should hope so. It's doing 350 now. Extra 50 horsepower should be easy to hit.
We tune that in summer.
Yeah, extra 50 horsepower, 400.
So it's veggie chips again too.
Those veggie chips and those Coke Zero, this diet food crap. It's not good for you. That's all that's coming up for the Calais. The interior, the engine mods will get done first because it's cheaper than the interior. The interior is good. If you go back to episode 2 on the channel where Ev did all the interior, it's it's pretty nice. It's just I would like it to be mint, which means I can live with what we've got at the moment till I can afford to get it redone mint. So we're going to do the engine mods hopefully in the next month or two.
Yeah.
While it's nice and cold winter, because the car will love being tuned in the cooler months.
I have just purchased a draggy. So if you don't know what draggy is, it's basically a GPS transponder to obviously get your 0 to 100, your quarter mile times on the road, because we don't have access to a dyno all the time, and we're just going to use that as our benchmark, because just to see how well it goes before and after. And it's actually not too bad. People have thrown them on their cars and done an actual drag with it, and it's normally only out by about 300ths of a second, which is not too bad.
It's not too bad. That's a lot if you're talking pro.
Yeah.
For us, that's not too much, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's coming up, and I reckon I'll crack that 400 barrier for it, which is what you asked when you first brought the car back here.
Yep, 400 horsepower. So we're going to do that. We'll crack 400, and that'll do me. To go any further, I've probably got to start looking at hybrid intercooler systems and delve a bit deeper into that side of things. And we're not putting this on.
No, you want to put that on?
No. No.
No.
It'll
fit.
It'll fit, but unless I have that motor, this is not.
Oh, we can slow it down.
Or we can slow it down. It's not my stock motor.
I won't be needing that once I go bigger.
My stock motor is not going to last very long with this on it.
And you just rebuild it.
Just rebuild it. Yeah. We don't all have 20 grand to spend on an engine.
Yeah. Fair enough. So yeah, that's coming up with Sean, and I'm hoping we can do that in the next month, and then send it out to the drags, go for some tunes. Definitely get it done before power play, which is what I want that done. I want that done before next power cruise in September.
September. Oh.
I got most of the parts now, so
That's 3 months away.
yeah, so I got some time.
Just stop hurting your back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally did it for pulling my son out of a car seat. Just went pop. And there goes my my L2 disc again.
That's okay. You don't need it. Drift spec.
What did Cornford say? 3 litre Whipple when it comes out would be spicy.
Ooh.
Ooh. Gen 5. I've seen them in the States. They're all front entry, so. Mind you, a front entry would be good.
Do you like going in the back, do you? Are you fussy like that? You'd like going in through the rear?
Any holes to go?
That's because I think they're front entry, because I don't think they're really designed to go on our engines.
No, but it's also about space and packaging.
Yeah.
Hence why a front entry now is, when you get such bigger charges, you need a package that fit in the motor. And especially as motors go further and further back into the firewall to get a more center of gravity, it's
I hate it when my package is too big. It has issues to fit. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, really. I don't think their primary thing is let's do a 3 litre blower on a 3.8 litre V6.
I want to go back to Team Yancey. How is Oregon? If I ever did a trip around the States, I would like to go up the west coast and then across the top. I mean, it wouldn't be too bad. And yeah, the stripes. I don't think I'll do stripes. Keep it nice and clean.
Keep it nice and clean.
Especially, I don't know what it's going to look like once we do a bonnet mod. Anyway,
Why would we be doing a bonnet mod? What do we need to do a bonnet mod for?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Some recess or some crap like that.
Yeah.
Basically, while we got everyone here, just put up in the chat what you guys are doing. What's your projects at the moment? I'd like to hear about it. Got to be someone out there doing something crazy.
I think every time I crawl under your car at my age, that's crazy.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Bo? Oh yeah, yeah.
Cruising the high seas, living it up. Go play shuffleboard with all the oldies. It's like you go play Scrabble instead. Bingo,
Bingo.
bingo.
Ejecto Rodo. Riding my Harley.
Sound system for the Triton. I don't know if we can be friends, Oz.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You ever tried it at your place?
No, my missus owns a Triton. I have
Nothing frightens a Triton.
except a heavy camper trailer
and some wet grass.
and some wet grass. And then it goes, I can't do it anymore. You can't make me. And then you jam it into low range. No, I've got a Toyota and a Holden. I don't have a Triton.
So Adam, when are you gonna get that bass going? Be good to see. He had like a massive like sound system in like the back of that little Nissan Cube. It literally took up everything except the driver's seat.
Nissan Cube.
You gotta get a fake turbo put on it, so when you rock up, you just go.
Like your mate Bryce.
There's my bros.
Can't afford a real turbo, but I can afford a fake noise for $14.99.
Only $14 on Amazon.
This will be 150 dB. Needs an alternator upgrade. Wow.
I think you need a few capacitors as well.
Yeah, 150 dB.
Why don't you just rock up and just plug it into the mains?
Alternator. You'd have to go like a 200 amp alternator or something crazy like that.
It'd be like imagine a little you need like a 200, at least a 200 amp from a Land Cruiser or something like that.
Yeah.
An LS alternator.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm actually looking at the moment as well, because if I go bigger charger, I need to move my alternator, and I have a choice of throw it where the aircon is and not have aircon and go an electric aircon pump, or throw it where the power steering is and do electric power steering and use an Astra pump. So don't know which side I'll put it on.
They both sound like hard work.
But whatever I do, I need to upgrade the alternator because 120 amps ain't gonna cut it. So I got to go to at least. I might go to a 200 LS amp alternator or something like that, just so I can power either the electric aircon or the electric power steering. Cause they chew a butt ton of power.
The power steering would be less demanding than the aircon, wouldn't it?
It would be. I think the power steering is only 30 amps, and the aircon would be about 60 amps.
Using super caps, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. 150 dB, that's loud.
Yeah. 2 farad capacitor, I reckon. A couple of 2 farads in there.
I haven't played with car stereos for years. Maybe we should. Maybe we can do a stereo restore on the Calais because it did have a good stereo in it. The parts are still in it. They're just not working currently.
Yeah.
Maybe when the door trims are off for the interior, we can redo the speakers and.
What you got in there at the moment?
But if I got in there at the moment, I have either. No, I did have Infinities in the old car. I've got Polk MM audio 6.5-inch splits front and rear in the colour.
Okay.
Yeah. And a couple of Infinity 12-inch subs. So, this stereo system's like older than the car.
Yeah.
So
I reckon it's time to go to some nice like Alpine gear.
the speakers are still good. I think the amp shit itself.
Yeah, I'm sure itself.
Yeah, because I've lost the fronts. I've still got the rears and I've still got the sub. But technology these days in car stereos is crazy compared to what it was 10 years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I've got under the parcel shelf, I've got a 4-channel amp that's exactly the same size as my mono block, my Class D mono block. Now you can get like amps are tiny, and you can get your digital amps with run your 5-channel, so 4-channel and your sub channel.
Shout out to any Kiwis on the chat if they're here. Your beer's not too bad.
Not my kind of thing.
But yeah. All right, man. Thanks for jumping on, Bubbo.
Yeah, he's got bingo.
You got bingo.
He's got bingo. He's got to go have dinner before bingo. You won trivia. What'd you win at trivia? Oh.
There you go.
I'll be expecting them when you get back.
Because we can't do the safety squint anymore.
Not allowed to do the safety squint. No.
Yeah.
I wear fluoro. What else do you want from me?
All right, see you, man.
See you, bro. I wear glasses. I wear high vis.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's all you need to wear in the shed.
Yeah. So, what else can we talk about? Really, we finally have a logo.
We do.
We do.
We've come up with a logo.
We come up with logo. It's been ages. Like I've been going back. I think Sean finally said yes. Because
We armed an art over it. If it's shit, let us know.
I don't reckon it's that shit.
Oh, not compared to some of the options you showed me.
No.
Some of the options just like no.
All right. So how do I bring up a logo? Give me a second. Give me a second. I emailed it myself. Just
You emailed it to yourself.
Yeah. Just want to keep chatting.
I'll keep chatting. Let's have a look. We should really be more organised.
We should really write an agenda.
Yeah.
All right.
What kind of Harley have you got, Steven? I've just seen that riding my Harley. Have you got one that's only good for straight lines, or can you go around corners in your Harley? Ding.
Oh, shut up.
Making all sorts of noises there.
There we go. Shove them that. I'll just show them word. Alrighty. So what do I have? I've jumped across, and we got a black screen. My bad. Come back.
2018 Sport Guide. Nice.
Go.
Sport Guide would be nice and comfy compared to a
Right, new window.
a brush cutter.
Yeah.
Be a lot comfier than a Honda brush cutter.
All right. So there we go. We got that's one of them. It's basically that shape. We also have something like that as well. And I also have it in white with that, and also that one as well. So yeah, because that's all design on demand, because we always make shit that fit, because nothing gets supported at our levels.
We just make shit up. That
Yeah.
should be our logo. we just make shit up.
So
we have to make things work and make things fit.
yeah, so might make some mugs, some coasters,
Some mugs. You're a mug. You're a bit of a mug.
Oh, okay.
Do we see all those logo guys? Which colour do we think what do we have? Blue and orange.
Yeah, well, I made different ones for different things.
Hmm.
Got blue. I like the teal, or the orange itself, or the white one as well. So
Teal. That makes it sound fancy. Ooh.
all those retro colors are coming back again.
Teal.
So
Maybe you should paint the Magnaro teal.
no, it's kind of pixel.
That was a quick no. Could you imagine rolling up to
Oh,
a car
yeah.
show in a teal Monaro, squealing like a stuck pig like yours does?
Actually, if you could put it in the VZ Aquary color, what was that?
What colour was that?
Yeah, what's the name of it?
Shit.
Turismo.
Turismo blue.
Turismo blue. Be too bad with a VZ Monaro body kit. Be all right.
We could do like a matte paint jobs seem to be in at the moment. We could do like a matte wrap.
Yeah, I hate looking after wraps though. Look what happened when I epoxied the floor. I had things pop up and And then if a dog decides to scratch it or eat it, now got a hole in the wrap.
Ah, so the secret is once this banana's put back together, it's either in the shed or in the front yard.
Yeah, exactly.
Nowhere near a dog.
Nowhere near that dog, yeah.
Bring the firestorm round.
Oh yeah, because you finally got to get a new gearbox for it because you don't have second gear.
You don't need second gear. I only had 4 gears in the Calais. I didn't need second. It's just annoying because I would just be sitting at like 3,600 RPM rolling down my street because it wouldn't shift. So I look like the dickhead Bogan Holden Commodore driver. It's like everyone knows exactly who I am now. I can't believe you still got that Firestorm.
I still can't believe he still has the what else he has? He's got the one I rode all the way down to Sydney in. The Hyosung.
The Hyosung,
The Hyosung.
they still exist.
Yeah.
Wow. Aren't they like the LDV of bike manufacturers?
Putting it out there. They've come a long way. Come on. I would say it's the Hyundai of bike manufacturers.
Hyundai.
The Hyundai.
Okay.
But we're talking to Hyundai back when we were teenagers.
I like Hyundai gets for 12,990 drive away.
Or Hyundai XL.
Right.
It's the Hyundai XL of the bike world.
XL.
Oh, we got a Kiwi, bro. I'm drinking your beer. But yeah,
You got a whole new motor.
we'll get the Hyosung in. Adam wants to strap a turbo to it.
Oh, he said he's giving Betty away to his brother. He needs a lambs.
Oh no, not Betty.
Yeah.
She goes all right.
Should tell your brother to go buy a bloody CBR 250R single pot screen.
It's a bucket of shite. Yeah, but that bucket of shite was fun to drive around, and we put like Knight Rider high beam on the front of it.
How are we going over in Kiwi land, Sean? Do you play with the L67s over there?
Is there an L6? Did they even get the L67?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll see if there isn't a New Zealand L67 scene.
Is it a bit chilly over there at the moment? Because we think it's cold in Brisbane, and we're from Brisbane, so I'm sure it's bloody cold over in Kiwi land.
Depends if he's from the North Island or South Island.
They're both colder than Brisbane. I think I'll stick to our sub 10s. That's cold enough for me. That's too cold.
So you're thinking as when it gets cold in Brisbane, it's really, really dry. So it doesn't, even though it's cold, it doesn't feel cold. Yeah.
Maybe I've just gotten to that age where I just get cold now. I'm like the old bloke whinging about the cold.
At least you're not like yelling at the sky.
If you see me with a hoodie on, it means it's cold.
Not today. Actually, that's what we should do. We got a logo. We can make some hoodies.
Some hoodies,
Yeah.
some stickers.
Yeah. I mean, not too bad. You good?
Some beanies. It's winter.
Oh, you never need a beanie in Brisbane.
Yeah, you do.
In Melbourne, you need a beanie.
You do if you're out at the racetrack.
Oh yeah.
Out at Ipswich, it's bloody cold.
Yeah.
So I used to have a beanie.
That's why you have hoodies.
I had a beanie. I either wore it camping or I
You look
wore it
like
at the
Kenny.
racetrack, and that was it. Kenny,
Yeah.
South Park. I haven't watched that garbage for years.
Talking about fucking awful.
Is it? I put South Park on the same level as Simpsons, and that's not good.
We're talking old Simpsons or new Simpsons? New Simpsons is shit.
All of it.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, all of it. All of it.
Yes, we do. I have a VYSS. My mate has a VT with an L67. There we
Nice. Nice. What mods has he done to the VT L67? Is he sort of gone crazy like Ev, or is he pretty chilled like me? What sort of things have you guys done to them over there? VYSS, that's a good choice. That's a good choice of car. I like a good VY.
Yeah, Josh had a VY, and he sold it, and now he regrets it. and then the guy that he bought it from and put it into a wall
Yeah.
2 weeks after.
Yeah.
So all the work he did went down the drain.
VY SSU in the red with a manual gearbox with headwork, cam, exhaust, and then wall.
Rub, rub, lumps.
Yeah.
Rub.
It was a nice ute.
In that,
Maybe that could be the next project. What do we think about dropping an L67 in a VY ute?
how about we drop it in a VY1 tonner, because therefore it doesn't have any style sides, and use as a burnout car.
Just a VY
Wait, stop it.
VY ton of skid pig.
Yeah, VY tonner skin pig. Yeah,
You'd have to
buddy, shut up. Come here.
You'd
My
have to
dog's barking something.
You'd have to find a good VY one tonner.
They're actually really rare to find a
There's plenty of VZ tonners out there.
Yeah, but VZ doesn't have L67.
No, it doesn't.
And you can't put eagle.
Come here, buddy.
Mind you, if it's a skid pig, we don't really care what we shove in it. It could be like a little shadow ute that we shove a L67 in.
Just put a Calais front bar and Calais headlights on it, and people would think it's a VY. Everyone thinks mine's a VZ because it doesn't have the teardrop.
Unfortunately, the VIN number doesn't. Oh, we could just change the VIN number.
You're not worried about a VIN when you're doing skids.
No. No, if we did a skid pig, it has to be like a off the road skid pig.
Yes.
I need another shed then to store it in.
Just a 2-speed?
Yeah.
Clunk, clunk, just rip it.
Just fast and faster.
Fast and faster, okay. Just send it.
Just send it.
Lock the diff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of welding wire.
He's done what you've done to the Calais. Nice. Similar sort of power over there, Sean. So, if you've seen the previous vids, we hit
We're
the
gonna-
350 with mine.
I wonder if our tuner ever went over to over to New Zealand.
I reckon he'd have fun because the cooler weather over there would definitely help
I
the
reckon
boys.
Baz would love it too. You just go over, tune in the winter, then go skiing in Queenstown.
Housemate has a VE ute, he wants to put an LSX in.
Ooh.
We're V6 supercharged guys, but LSX is it's an exciting engine choice.
Well, the LSX is basically just an LS. It's just made of iron instead of belly.
Yeah. Or LS3 or a crate motor. All good options.
I can expect. What's the go with the prices of V8s these days? Like an LS3, like go back 10 years when an LS3 was around, it was like go to the records, you can find it for about $5,000 max, really, 5 or 6 grand. Now they're offering like minimum 12.
Jesus.
Like it's just ridiculous trying to find a V8 now to throw in. It's like they just once Holden shut and their EVs all came out. There's like prices of V8s went for the roof.
Nobody wants a V8. Even Land Cruiser owners don't want V8s anymore. The 300 series is a twin turbo V6.
Oh, yes, too. Yeah.
It's got some stick in it though. Apparently, it's got some power.
The only issue is when something goes wrong, you got all that crap in the engine bay.
Yeah. Even you look at your Y62s. Petrol V8, big 4-drive petrol V8, and they're not doing too bad. What's this? An LT?
An LT6 is 30. Whoa!
What?
What is that? Just the engine itself? No tranny or anything? Any supporting mods with that LT6? That's just redonkulous.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
It's like brand new out of the box too.
Even brand new out of a box. That's mental. 35k. That's
That's just
who would pay that much for an LT6?
Someone that can afford it.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why we're whinging because that's a lot of money to us. So, like, if you've got the money, it's not an issue.
Yeah, it's in a C8 Corvette, so obviously the car itself is worth a bit.
Yeah. If you've got the money, nothing's expensive.
I did see the other day someone shoved a helicopter jet engine in a Porsche.
There's two things wrong with that. They had a Porsche and they decided to modify it. Porsches are just done up Volkswagens. That's all they are. That's all they are. They're all owned by the Vag Group.
I think I need another drink.
Another Kiwi beer.
Another Kiwi beer.
Oh, I've got another dog, little Prada. Well, what's all that about?
Oh, sure.
What's that?
That's your new belt for your charger.
Oh, 8 ribs for more pleasure.
But it's the RPM one from the States. So
Racing performance muscle.
I got that originally for my motor, but then I obviously went with the homemade tensioner I made, and it doesn't work anymore. So I think it should fit yours.
Is it more ribs for my pleasure or her pleasure? Either way, we're gonna have a good time with an 8 rib belt. What are you doing?
Get myself a
That's a lot of noise to get a beer out.
Yeah, well,
What are you doing, buddy?
Crap on top of my esky.
That's not crap.
So what you guys can see is quite clean because there's not much behind us.
There is shit everywhere.
There is shit everywhere. There's half a motor over there. There's crap all over there.
But this is tidy. This is only one engine's worth of stuff, so we know what it all is.
Yeah.
It's not like when we had Monaro and the VT in here and had 2 engines and gearboxes and tail shafts and exhaust systems taking up all the space.
Mm. Oh,
Sean says his mate does not know what power he needs to get it tuned. Maybe we need to talk to Baz.
I reckon Baz would love to go over to New Zealand.
Go for a ski. He's a big fan of Japan.
He's a big fan of Japan.
Big fan of skiing in Japan.
If it's snowing well over there,
Yeah.
he'll go over.
Yeah. I think he'd have a good time over there. Do some tunes, do some skiing. There won't be anywhere near as much sashimi in New Zealand.
There'll be some places you can go to.
What are you doing, brother? Come
My dog's being retarded. So this one is one that ate my car.
Yeah. That's the Magnaro eater.
Because we had the big fat one. He's too old to do anything.
Buddy, you hear that? He's talking about you.
And I also have another gift for you, Sean.
Oh, it's like Christmas. What are you getting me?
I'm giving you. There's one.
Oh. Ooh. It's even wrapped.
There's two.
Oh, what does it mean when it says flammable liquid?
And then there's another one. There you go. 60 litres of E85 that I can't use.
There we go. They're not empty jerry cans. They do have E85 in them. God's elixir, corn juice. It's the only fuel worth running in a performance vehicle.
Could be methanol.
Methanol.
Ooh. Wait, stop it.
She picking on you, buddy. That's all right. She eats cars. She'll probably eat you too. Yeah, I might top the Calais up before I leave, actually.
Yeah.
It's like a free servo. Just come up here and grab a jerry whenever I need one.
Yeah. Anyone else? Anyone else going on?
Sean's just asking how we're getting on with the car in the background. We can see. So that's the Monaro build.
It was just basically waiting on parts to arrive.
Yeah.
We just engine can go in. It's just out so I can do some measurements and stuff and make sure it all works. But it can just go back in.
And we were waiting for the Haltech, and because obviously we need to run the wiring harness and run all the pre-wire before we go and drop an engine in the front end.
I've already started doing the mock-up for the wiring, and then I'll do a whole how to wire your Monaro up with a Haltech 2500.
Yep.
And I also got an extender as expansion module as well because I'm doing some fancy traction ABS shit.
Traction ABS shit. Is that that's the correct term for it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The design on demand. We just make shit up.
We just make shit up.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. I'll be doing a lot of how-to videos as well. So we're going to be doing some crazy crap, and because we've got the dragging as well, we can actually make sure it actually works.
Yeah, well, we can measure it, and what can be measured can be improved.
Exactly.
So-
Go on the highway, do 0 to 100 runs.
Just give it a quick squeeze.
Hey, Bryce finally moved into his new house.
Yeah,
He he got a mansion down near the beach,
Which beach?
Redcliffe.
Oh.
Not really a beach.
Yeah, it's not really a beach.
Nah.
I thought we were going to talk like sunny coast or something. We could do like a sunny coast run.
No, but he'll get the smell of salty air as he rusts his Mazda free.
Yeah, but then you wanna get back over the Horningbrook Bridge as fast as you can before you lose your rims off your car.
It's alright, he's down in the cop shop end.
Ah, right.
He's only like
That's
one
right.
street away from the Esplanade.
It's probably not a good thing. Are you down the Woolies car park doing skids, Bryce? Is that what you're doing?
Using the old Macca tray.
A couple of Macca's trays
Yes.
and just handbrake front wheel donuts in the Woolies car park. Is that what's going on in Redcliffe? That's what I would do in Redcliffe.
I remember doing Manies in Redcliffe. If anyone's from north side of Brisbane, you used to do Manies up and down Anzac Avenue all the time.
We thought we were cool.
That's where I actually got my when I met Nico from Malacca Media, and then bought one of his old B12 Alpine subs off him. Yeah.
Still,
It's
yeah,
it's
still going. Still going.
I sort of blew up the other day. It ended up just being a dodgy fuse connection.
That doesn't sound like you having dodgy fuses and relays connections.
Hey, it's gonna be wired a lot better next time.
Yeah, well, I don't really think you can stuff up with the Haltech, can you?
No, it's gonna be pretty well done.
Yeah, well, everything goes to the one spot. You don't have all this retrofitted crap everywhere.
The Monaro from here, what needs to happen is it needs to be put on a trailer and taken over to Centerline Industries, and Damo is going to do me some hardline up underneath. So we're going to run some hardline for the fuel system, replace those old hardlines for the from the standard stock engine,
Yeah.
and we'll see if we can do some hardline as well for the water lines.
The water lines as well for the cooler.
So I actually want to. I do like the idea of having the water reservoir in the boot, because therefore you got a lot of capacity as well. So also a lot of weight, but I'd rather have the weight in the rear to offset the weight in the front, because otherwise just keep putting a lot of weight over your front axle.
There's a lot of weight in the front of your car.
Yeah.
We
So-
pulled a lot of shit out.
We pulled a heap of shit out.
Yeah.
Like you gotta, unless that engine was made of aluminium, which could offset the weight of everything. Like that charger weighs a chunk with the rotor.
Yeah. If you want to do some bicep curls, you just grab this blower. Just get a couple of curls out, punch out a couple of reps with the blower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not my little. Use my M90 for warm up. That's warm up sets, and then this is like your power sets doing curls with a whiffle.
Overhead bench press.
It's nothing compared to like bench pressing a T56 off your chest
80 kilos.
while you're under a car.
80 kilos that
Yeah.
T56 is.
Yeah, I know. I've moved it 4 times.
4 times. Hence why you paid off your blower.
I've pulled it out and put it in 4 times. Maybe you should learn how to drive properly. You wouldn't have to keep pulling the box out.
No, I gotta make sure I just put the right shims in over and over again.
Yeah, and right bearing. Oh yeah, Sean, you're doing an awesome job with your cars. You're making me to start working on my VYSS. Yeah, it's a V8, but we don't judge.
We don't judge.
We don't judge.
We'll race it if it could get over here or we get over there, but
It's a lot of effort.
I wonder if will they ever build a bridge over the Tasman Sea?
No. What's in those chips? What's in that beer? It's a Kiwi beer. He's drunk already off 2.
No, it's a tramadol I have in my system as well. I shouldn't be drinking.
What have you done to your SS so far? Sean, have you done much to it?
What Josh over here? 2242.
No.
I can't remember the cam terminology.
224232, I think. Cathedral Port, all that sort of business. We're not totally all over the LS world stuff.
No.
We know mates that have done it, but we stuck with their little V6s.
Because we started somewhere and we continued.
And it's cheaper to register and cheaper to insure a V6.
Why was
And it's fun when you can just chop a V8 off the line.
True. Well, registration cost for a V8 now in Queensland is like $1,100.
Yeah, $1,100-$1,200.
Yeah. Plus more if you got a commercial ute.
Yeah, my Land Cruiser was $1,350 to register for a year because it was commercial, as business car.
And that's before the last rises.
That was in 2018. $1,350 for a commercially registered V8 Cruiser in Queensland.
And I think Queensland was one of the cheapest for V8s.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like in New South Wales when you got to do your pink slip and everything else.
Can you imagine if we had to do that every year on our cars?
What are the safety sets?
Yeah. Bit pain in the ass.
What happens if your car doesn't run? Does it do just like laps? Sorry, I currently don't have an engine in my car.
Yeah.
How do I bring it down to get a safety set? Like, how does that work?
You just wouldn't be able to get it regoed.
Does it mean it just lapses?
I suppose so.
I don't know.
Don't know.
Got any people from New South Wales?
Not that there's anything dodgy in your car that wouldn't pass a pink slip.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
It's factory supercharged.
everything. It's factory supercharged. I know that for a fact. You are full of shit. That is like mine's factory supercharged. I've got factory blower, matching engine, matching VIN.
Yeah.
My car's actually probably worth a little bit of money because it's all matching, all factory.
That's actually something I want to ask everyone, because obviously we took the engine out of the Monaro. You reckon I devalued it by doing that, by putting that engine in it? Considering I actually can't find the engine number on that engine. It's somewhere. I don't actually know. I think they stamp them somewhere, but I don't know where. They normally just have a barcode on the rear. But I do, obviously I still have the engine. It's in the other car because I swapped across. So, yeah.
I think to a collector, and if it was a V8 Monaro, they might be more concerned about the numbers.
Maybe.
But being a V6 Monaro is as rare as they are, they're still not that popular.
Well, I can always, if I ever blow up that motor, I have to rebuild it, and I send Rodney out the side or something. I can always put the other motor back in it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna go kick my dogs out.
Sort the dogs out. Four bangers for life. Oh. Yeah. You need to get a little snail on your car, Ross. Instead of that fake thing, you need to get a proper snail on it.
Oh, my dog.
Yeah. They settled down now?
I think so. Probably just made Buddy run, and he was like, he took off and he started vomiting.
You think we can convert Bryce now?
What, to a L67 line?
Yeah, well, he's 4 bangers for life. That's... Yeah, only milk and juice come in 2 litres, Bryce.
That Charger has more capacity than his engine.
It's a 2.4 litre blower.
We'll put a 2.4 litre blower in his 2 litre car.
Ooh.
One revolution each.
Wow. Wow. Got it from Doggy Brothers. I put my engine out. I'm done all the gasket. Going to do heads and cams. The next step, plus a paint job. Ooh, that sounds nice. So we was cam and heads on an LS. You'll get sort of that 350 plus mark, won't you? Cam heads, exhaust, and a tune.
350 horsepower, yeah.
You'd see 350 plus. Manual. You got a manual in there, Sean? Or have you got the 4L60E? Got the
4L Slippy E.
4L Slippy E. Why couldn't Buddy sort out Prada that much when she was eating your car? Maybe she would have stopped.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I think they both wanted the rat.
He's on guard duty now. He's just sitting there looking, making sure she doesn't come back in the shed. He's a grumpy old bastard, isn't he?
Yeah, he's came up 14. He's quite an old dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you had $2,000 to build an L67 Commodore, where would the money go?
Ooh, 2K. That's a good question because it's not a big budget.
Barrett 2K build.
If I had 2K on an L67, where would I put it? Intercooler.
Yes.
That would
Intercooler
be.
and boost straight away. You can make more power that way than anything else.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of stuffing around with heads or any of that sort of business, or putting a big massive air intake on it,
If
I
you
would get.
if you knew what you were doing and you could save some money, you put a yeah, I put yeah intercooler and anything left over. Obviously, the smallest pulley you can go and run it on E85.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't get all that out of $2,000 because you got to allow for a tune as well.
We including tune.
Yeah, two k, including a tune, you're not going to get.
Thing is that
much.
the tune is gonna cost you at least $1,000.
Oh, at least.
At least $1,000.
At least $1,000 for a tune. So if we're not talking tune, if we're talking $2,000 on parts, and you know how to put them in yourself, intercooler and smaller pulley. Because I still run the factory elbow, I still run the factory throttle body. So going and putting a massive throttle body on there and going and put a massive air intake on there, without actually cooling it, it goes back to what we spoke to before. You can put a shit ton of air in there, but if it's not cool and that blower's not working efficiently, you're wasting time and money. So intercooler and pulley
Yeah.
for 2k. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best bang for buck mod. You
Yeah.
shove more air into it.
And then you're looking at $1,000 plus for a tune, depending on who tunes it and how good they are. If you're depending where you're based, send us a jump on Instagram maybe, and send us a DM, and we can put you in contact with our tuner. But
Instagram or Facebook, yeah.
yeah, Instagram or Facebook, send us a DM. We'll put you in contact with our tuner.
He does so Barry does remote tuning as well. He'll fly up or fly around to a spot and he'll try to get as many cars in there at
Yeah.
once and he'll do all that tuning that way.
Yeah, he's not going to travel for one vehicle, but if there's a few of you guys out there, or if you know some people, or he can get something lined up. But he's a no bullshit tuner. If you listen to him, he's happy to help you out.
He's a wealth of knowledge as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, intercooler, pulley. There's your $2,000 gone. To be honest,
Yeah.
like a Mace intercooler kit, similar to what I've got in the Calais.
Well, they don't even sell yours anymore.
No.
No. You had like the mega bigs, the biggest one.
Yeah.
Maybe Sean, if you get enough L67 boys together in New Zealand, Baz might fly over there and tune your car.
I might go over there in summer. I'm not going over New Zealand in winter. I don't like the cold.
I just went on a cruise around New Zealand. It's actually quite nice. You rock up to like, where is it? The port near Rotorua, and it's just like wood everywhere, just logs. I didn't realize you guys exported so much timber. Crazy.
Is that because we can't do it ourselves because we're crap? We rely on everyone else in Australia.
No, I think half our forest burnt down in 2019.
Yeah, that'll probably do it. Got an auto call that package to go in 336.
Yeah, so 4L60
Yeah.
OT. I reckon OTR would look nice on brand trees.
It'd definitely be different.
Well, people look at it and think it's a V8 straight away and be like, no, it's not a V8.
It's not a V8. Yeah, but yours whines too much. Like people hear your whine before they hear any of your exhaust, so people are already looking, going, "What the hell is that whizzing
It's
sound?"
like when I shoved it in the dyno at Bad Ideas, and people were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we were the only two supercharged sixes there.
The guy on the dyno goes, fuck, that's a pissed off L6.
He knew what it was. Everyone else had just squealed. They saw mine first and they were like, "Oh, is this all they do?" And then Big Ev went on it and did like an extra 200 plus horsepower. And they were like, "Oh shit,
Oh shit.
yeah." This squealing little thing without a turbo still did 500 plus horse on a dodgy dyno.
Yeah. I got it. Anyone else? We've averaged about 12. Like our highest peak tonight was 12 viewers. I think we just got to get more people on.
Yeah. Cough, muffler delete.
I tried to get it. I tried to advertise it.
But Bryce says there's straight pipes for life. Is that the muffler delete on little four banger? Boom. All you do if you do a muffler delete on a VY Calais is shoot hot air at your CVs and your CV bolts fall out.
Yes.
I've done it. I've been there. I can tell you that's exactly what happens. Is your exhaust points straight at your CV, and you heat it up, and your CV bolts fall out.
And your boot melts.
Your boot melts. Your CV bolts fall out. And you end up doing signal peggers. Sounds good though. Sounds good, but it's no good for your drivetrain.
Well, straight pipes on that.
Oh, you remember that time we started mine up with just extractors
Yeah.
at Dad's place? Yeah, they sound a little bit angry when it's just extractors.
Oh,
And
okay.
I've got full length extractors. You don't have full length extractors.
They
on these.
don't because they can't. I do want to get a custom made exhaust
My
with
extractors
one
go.
1 7/8 headers.
What am I? 1/5/8, and I've got long series, so they go all the way down to the transmission,
Yeah.
and it was that loud. Cutting for the transmission. I mean, not that we started my car without the catalytic converters connected.
I do reckon the cat converters actually make a difference in sound. Because you got 100 CPI high flow cats, and I have 200 CPI metal cats.
My exhaust is much louder than yours. It's much louder. I want to quieten mine down, so I probably have to change the cats. Go back to a 200 cat.
200 cat.
The
But
100s
also,
are too open.
also, I think where it merges, having shorter headers makes it a bit quieter, I reckon.
A bit late to change mine.
I jumped back up. We're up nearly 11 viewers. Yeah, I just wanted. Basically, this live stream was just to get people on, get us to know.
Just an update.
We don't do it that often, so
No.
I thought I would advertise a little bit more. Just try to get more people in the chat, though. Just trying to
Yeah.
go over and over. So if you guys, we might do another one not too long in the future again. And
Yeah.
just get your friends on. Like, you know what we're like. We're happy to chat. We go back and forward, back and forward. Yeah. We don't discriminate. I've always been a V8 man. Can't beat the sound. And yes.
Yeah.
The V8 does sound so much better. Brrr, V6.
I think regardless of the motor, a supercharger, like as soon as you put a blower on it, you just know
Yeah.
straight away. Like,
But a blown V8 is like perfection. Like it's
yeah, but money. We're not talking like a little blown V8. We're talking like burnout car blown V8.
oh, we're talking like are you talking like those like massive chrome blowers?
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Like big 671, big dog kennels or something like that. Like a real blower
Yeah.
that make this thing look like nothing.
671 blower on mine.
I don't think it'll fit. You would definitely have bonnet clearance issues.
Oh, in that case, you just shove it out the bonnet.
Who needs a bonnet?
Just a big thing flicking out the front. YouTube is a hard gig. I didn't plan on making a YouTube channel. I actually started it to just pass on knowledge. I kind of I like making videos. Like, well, I self-taught myself how to use Premiere Pro and everything. So
You'd like hiding behind the camera when we're working on the cars. That's what you like.
I Baz Lemon.
Yeah. Go, oh, my back's sore. Oh, this is sore. This is sore. Sean, can you pull out the gearbox again?
Hey Sean, want to go to Gearbox? No.
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 No. No gearbox.
Hey Sean, guess what that is?
Oh, hold on. I can spell it. T56.
Gotta go back in at some point.
Yeah, but going back in's not too bad. Blown to be known.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone knows when you're coming through the gate. Like, you're whiz.
Even just idling, you go,
Yeah. Even your idle, people are just looking, going, what is that? And then they know it's supercharged, but they've got no idea what engine it is.
yeah.
and then they go look at it and go, it's not a V8 because you can't actually see your block.
No.
When your intercooler pipe works in and this blower's in and the front mount's in and the thermo fans, you can't actually see your engine.
I'm surprised I can fit all that crap in there.
Yeah. And then people have no idea what engine's buried under all that shit.
No.
And then you tell them and they're like, oh, wow, you can't do that.
Some things I'd like to do to my engine is obviously the bigger charger, which it will happen shortly. But I also love to have some LE heads. Just some, those heads flow like they're only like 220 something. CFM.
Yeah, it's not big.
It's not big. Like if I had LE heads and I could flow up to like LS heads, Barra heads, they all flow into 300s quite easy. Like B block heads, they flow into 400s.
Yeah.
Like if I can get anywhere close to a 300 CFM head, it'll be going.
Are you going to do the heads while the engine's out? Are you thinking about it or budgeting for it?
Not now.
Not now.
Maybe in the future when I go bigger blower. Yeah. Obviously I'll get the bigger blower and put it on. But yeah. When the heads will come off, when the bigger blower comes out, I'll put I'll just get it redone, send it off to PLR.
Yeah.
They'll look over it, make sure it's all looking good. Make sure Rodney's are happy. All the uncles are all in there nicely.
So the plan is we know it all works mechanically. Let's put all that back in and then get it to work electronically with the Haltech.
Yeah, so it's all about getting the current motor to work, get the current electronic stuff to work, and then yeah.
So mechanically we're not changing anything because we know it all works. It's getting it to now talk to the Haltech and see how much more we can get out of it with much better tunability.
Yeah. Can't see any carrots. Oh, there's plenty of carrots somewhere.
I think someone's seen our clips with the carrots.
Yeah. If anyone got that reference, you gotta be around the L67 chat for a bit.
Yeah.
So it's like the Cat Wars 2.0.
If you don't get the carrots reference, go back and watch a few of the videos and you'll see some little Easter eggs in the heart transplant video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Magnaro heart transplant video, that's when the carrots made their first appearance. If you're in the L67 community, we had to let the carrots have some limelight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't not do
If anyone
L67
doesn't
without
really
some
know
carrot.
what the gig is with the carrots, yeah, it's about a couple of people about a decade ago, cannot be named due to lawsuit type issues in the whole thing.
Let's call them Voldemort. 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. Voldemort versus Harry Potter in the L67 chat. Yeah, there was a bit of a legal drama. So the carrot reference came out from that.
It's a little bit before my time, I think.
Yeah, Adam.
I'm just
Go drive around your little shitty Trident. Nothing frightens Trident except with grass.
wet grass and a camper trailer.
Yeah.
Towing capacity frightens a Trident.
Yeah.
Oh, and the beach.
On the beach, you got stuck a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I do want to run on my
What do you got there?
I got a 61mm pulley.
61. Wow, okay.
That's quite small.
What's on there at the moment?
67.
Right, so a little bit smaller.
Yeah. That's what it's got a belt slip. That's all it is.
So that's gonna change the speed of the blower by how much?
So at 6,000 RPM with that pulley, you're spinning it at around about 17,500 RPM.
Mm-hmm.
With that pulley, 21,000.
Right, so just a little bit of an upgrade.
Yeah, so that should, if I can get every PSI boost from spinning that, I should see close to 30 PSI.
But the biggest problem is belt slip.
Belt slip, yeah.
Belt slip.
You really need 10 ribs on that thing.
10. Wow.
So
I don't think we have 10 ribs.
I don't even think how many ribs I have.
Sean, next step for the Calais. Oh, okay. Yeah, you came on a bit later. We mentioned earlier the Evzol blower that I have acquired through blood, sweat, and tears in the tin shed is currently at our fabricator. He's milled it out, milled the bottom of the housing out. He's taken snout off. He's milled the snout down so it's a smooth snout, similar to the Whipple, so we can clamp a tensioner. Not exactly the same as this, but a belt tensioner on there. New snout bearings, new needle bearings for the rotor pack. So rebuilt blower. That's what's going on. So that blower will go on. Some slightly bigger injectors will go in,
Yeah.
and then send it on the dyno again.
Yeah.
With a bigger elbow as well.
Yeah.
So 85mm TB.
Which we have right here.
Yeah, yeah.
So
85mm TB.
quite massive.
Yeah, yeah. So more air. That's my biggest problem at the moment. I'm running the factory elbow, and it's just a big choke point on the engine. My heads will support it. My cam will support it. The tune will support it. I just can't get enough air in the engine. So that's the mechanical update. That's what's next for the Calais.
Yeah. Twin cross mirror is more gap on plugs, the better if it doesn't miss. I'm still running 1.3s. Go as wide as you can until you get misfire. It's all. Oh, stop licking my pants. Crumbs off it. Yeah, it's all about. I'll be doing a video on this really shortly. I'm doing a bit of a science experiment, and Shauno was going to make an appearance at the end. And
There's going to be science for Shauno.
we're going to do science with Shauno at the end.
Right. I like science
We're
with
going to
Shauno.
We're going to talk about thermodynamics at ignition and why it's better. But I'm just needing to get data, and that involves driving. So if anyone knows, I threw the Monaro engine in the VT in the back, and I'm just doing a bit of science experiments with it. Being in stock, it can give us some good data, and then I've got a bunch of parts laying around the shed from old mods when I had an L6 when I first had an L67.
So we're going to start off with stock, get some data,
Yeah.
and then sort of do one thing at a time.
Yeah, little build-ups, just to go through it, just so entry-level people see what's like entering the L67 world, what to do.
Yeah.
Being that it's still a cheap motor to buy, over a V8, and considering P players can't even drive a V8. Actually, I don't know now because the LS doesn't really make a good power-to-weight ratio. But at some states you can't even have a V8, but you still have the L67, so it'll be little videos of doing bits and pieces, and I've got all these parts laying around, so it's going to cost me nothing. It's just going to cost me time and some videos and make it all up. So
sort of if you've got this kind of budget, this is what you could do, and this is what you would expect to see from it, kind of.
I've got a yellow Terra sitting over there. Like, I know no one makes a Terra anymore.
No,
But I've got it there, and it'll do a bit of mods.
That's very similar
And then,
to my intercooler, isn't
and
it?
by the end of it, then I've got to make a choice. My wife wants me to get rid of the car, so I don't particularly want to, but I did make a deal, and it was the Monaro or the white car.
Monaro.
Monaro. It is the white car is my second ever car I've owned. Therefore, it has some sentimental value to it. So when I do in the set, when I am going to be selling it, I'm going to be selling it at the price that it feels like is right for me, and it's going to be done properly, and you can watch them all again. Yeah, TinShed on YouTube. But I do also want to try to keep it because it's got the Monaro engine in it. So it's kind of like a purity car. The purity bin is the VT. So,
The Tower of Terror is very similar to my intercoolers, my Mace intercooler, isn't it?
yeah, it's about 55 mil high.
Yeah.
The only
but
difference yours is made of that composite material, which doesn't transfer heat.
Yeah, my Mace intercooler is made out of a thermal composite material, whereas the Tower of Terror is a aluminium. It's all aluminium with the core inside
Any
it. So
sneaky cooling mods for drag racing, I'll be doing that as well. What you can and can't do really cheaply. If you had the money, why not use an interchiller and get those water temps down to 0 degrees? But no one wants to spend about 4. I think Thomas Villandis did it in his BY, and he spent about, with the kit and all the fittings and all the mucking around, it was about 3.5 to 4 grand. to get it to work, and he doesn't see any issues with it, but it was a quite expensive venture to get it to work. On top of you already had the intercooler system you purchased, so
What about NOS?
NOS, yeah, yeah. What about NOS? I kind of bought some shit.
Any real cooling mods for drag racing? Well, NOS is nice and cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, we're talking about that. Yeah. So if anyone doesn't ask a question, I did get some NOS shit to go in that motor. So
We'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see.
But no, you can chill it down. You can also, if you really wanted, you can trip the high speed fan relay quite easy with a switch. So when you're sitting in the pits, you can just flick it
Flick your
on,
fans on.
and then if you also, I don't know what you'd try to put some power to your water pump so everything circles around at the same time to cool your water down. That's the cheapest and most effective, like a cheap cooling wood, really.
I'd probably recommend not doing a big skid, because a big skid will heat soak your blower,
Yeah,
and it'll be nice and warm. So when you go to launch off the line, if you stall it up too much,
That's the
you
same.
just end up with a big chug of heat soaked warm air going down the throat instead of cold. Just suck it in. So it's not going to get you a lot, but
yeah.
you could probably not do a big burnout. That's what I was advised against, because it heats up your tyres, but it heats up your engine. So if you're on street tyres, doing a big burnout's probably not helping you that much.
Nah. Well, it's
You're not on a street tyre.
I don't know. It depends. There is a point where like you just got to get a little bit of heat. It doesn't have to be like
Yeah.
melting heat.
Yeah.
Maybe like just a quick.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you go and sit there and do a big burnout and launch yourself and have to roll back and there's still a big cloud of smoke, that's not good for the motor.
Nah.
And then staging first, you're going to sit there and start getting heat soaked by staging.
You did that. Turn aircon without gas and forgot to turn it off. Still around the same time. Also had what ice in res. Didn't go any better. Yeah, you gotta remember. It depends on what type of water you're using too. Like if you're using a big external one like I am, you don't really need to have ice because it's such a big thermal capacity.
Yeah.
Like,
The small amount of ice you put in your reservoir makes no difference.
but small reservoir sandwich plate ones, if they are really cold, they're good because the air's only going through very
Yeah.
shortly.
Well,
And that's what we're doing. We're trying to slow the air down yours so it gets as much out of it as possible.
well, even when we did tune mine, at full throttle power runs, we only saw 70 degrees.
70?
70 degrees.
Sandwich cooler.
Yeah. Yeah. And I run a little 6 litre reservoir tank for more water in the system, but I don't run any ice or any other chilling mod.
It comes down to the size of the radiator too. And I know the radiator that I had in mine was never big enough to get the heat out of the water from that big core. Because that big core was just taking a lot of heat out of the air charge. It was really efficiently getting the heat out of the air charge, but I didn't have the radiator to get the heat out of the water. So I gotta look at that in the rebuild. So I have an idea of what to get. It's gonna have a lot of radiator fitting in the car.
Product? The Magnaro Eater.
The Magnaro eater.
Magnaro Eater. Yeah. For a little dog, you made lots of damage, didn't you?
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right.
Big silk.
We're too nice to put you in a box.
Shh. Come here.
That's why we have insurance.
Come here. No.
But yeah. What's this? We've been going now for an hour and 46 minutes. So I don't want to go past 2 hour mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you got
cross it,
basically any questions, share them around right now. Try to get as many people in for the next 15 minutes because we're gonna cut it off at 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Twin Cross put a 3-inch thick front mount. That would make a big difference. That's similar to how thick yours is, and mine's only a little Like my heat exchanger for my intercooler is under 50.
Most radiators for the intercooler is around 50 mil.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 3 inches. I know Aeroflow do a 70, about 78 mil thick.
That's good.
355 by 600 wide, which is
Yeah.
what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Except it's only dual pass,
Right.
and the longer you can keep water in the intercooler, the better it is. So I might look at see if I put some dividers in there and turn it from a dual pass or a quad pass.
Quad pass. Yeah. How hot you reckon a rotovac can get under wide open throttle? Oh.
How hot? Burn my hand hot.
Put my hand on it.
Because that's
is that in the
I
book?
don't have a definitive answer, but I know if I touched it, it gets hot, and I can't put my hand on it.
And that's in yours. What do you reckon?
It's not really the rotor pack you're worried about. It's the snout. It's those bearings in the snout that take a huge hit. And most people try to run piping around the snout to be to cool it down. So they just put basically alley hardline around the snout and just run water through it.
So the actual blower itself is okay.
Well, the blower itself normally gets cooled by the air charge coming in.
Yeah, it's the snout.
It's the snout. It's the oil in the snout that what degrades, and once it hits its out of its thermal operation temperature, your bearings can just, which then makes rotors clip, which then makes a whole lot of mess.
Hot enough to evaporate methanol?
Oh no! If you even inject methanol prior to the rotor pack, you'll be fine. I don't know how the Teflon coating will go on it. I know a lot of big blower boys that have carbies on top. They have to get their rotors re-Tefloned really regularly.
Right.
So it'll be good. It'll help cool the air charge down.
Above my pay grade. My engine and my blower are going to get to that point.
Depends how you inject it. You can get water methanol, the water methanol kit. That'll be not too bad.
What would they be worth? Would that be considered a cheap cooling thing for drags? Water meth injection?
Yeah, I think Aeromotive do a kit. Or no, AEM. It's AEM. They do a kit. It's quite cheap. I think it's only like a couple $100, really.
Oh, there you go.
And and it's just water meth. You gotta put in all the time. Just have it on a switch, so when you put your foot down, it clicks the switch or something like that.
Yeah.
Inject some water meth into the system.
Be a bit of fun.
Might pick your brain about it on it later. Had some interesting things happen on the dyno. Ooh.
Snow performance over kit. There you go.
There we go. Yeah. I always wanted to do water meth. I don't know if it's worth on mine because of how fat my cooler is.
Yeah.
But and because the air charge is coming in, like when the dyno, my air charge was only at 58 degrees. That's freaking cold.
I think when you did your dyno run, your like temps at wide open throttle were under 30, weren't they? 28, 29 degrees. Like how much cooler do you want?
No, it was 50. It was 58 degrees
58
at 28 psi or 27 psi. Really,
right. Still sub 60. How much colder do you want it?
You don't need it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no benefit really.
Yeah.
At like, you just want it under 100 really. Anything under 80 even better, and then once you're getting down like, I don't know if there's any benefit going under 60 degrees really. Yeah. Like I know that the more colder the air, the more air density, but I don't think it gets to a point where there's not that much difference.
Wow, 70 degrees down to 15. Am I reading that right? 70 down to 15 on methanol. Wow.
That's
wow. That's crazy. Yeah. It's about 15 degrees now, so that's pretty cold.
I know my toes are starting to get cold.
Yeah, it's starting to. We're in the tin shed. We need to get like some foil board or something, insulate the shed.
Doesn't really work well when you got a door open.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. It bakes paint in here in summer. Spray paint your parts, bring it in here, and then it turns into like a
An
60
oven.
an oven. Yeah.
Just bake your painting. I can't believe you get down to 15 degrees with that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Can you imagine the explosion at 15
You're still
degrees?
using that 255-inch pulley though.
You wouldn't go much more than that, would you? Is Cornfed still running an M90?
This isn't his test yet.
Oh,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think there's many
I don't
people.
know. I don't know if he's running an intercool though.
I don't think there'd be many people out there running smaller than a 255. Was that so?
No speeding rods, diesel haters for the win.
Yes and no.
Okay. He'll show his video. He'll pour everything out, which will be good. Be good
I,
to see.
I don't like the fact that you said interesting things happening on the dyno. That's not good, is it? When you say there's some interesting things, you're kind of like, why is it doing that?
I just hopefully it doesn't end up like Gazza.
Who's that?
Didn't you see his video that last week? He took Dazzler out down and spent 3 hours waiting for his pass at Willowbank Raceway, and that's what I also got the drag for, because Willowbank Raceway went to shit. Like, they don't have drive-in test and tunes like they used to anymore. Like, they might put one test and tune on once a month at best,
Yeah.
and then everyone rocks up. And you got 250 cars there, and you can't get it all through. And then someone spills their guts on the track, and there's for about half an hour cleanup.
Yeah.
And after about 3 hours, you finally get your one run, and then you go home.
Yeah, it's not really worth it for us living on the north side of Brisbane.
No.
If we lived on the south side or we lived Ipswich, yes. But not for what it takes us and costs us to get out there
No.
from the north side of Brisbane and come back and only get 1 or 2 runs. It's not really
Not
worth it.
it.
Not by a lot, does it? We were by a lot. It'd be fun to take the Calais out to see what.
See you, Twin Cross. Catch you next time, mate. And yeah, we're getting down to the last 5 minutes. So any questions, throw them out there.
Almost dinner time, 6 o'clock dinner time.
I know.
Yeah, should have a Sunday roast. Maybe next time we could do it on a Sunday arvo with the smoker in the background
Ooh, that'll be good. Yeah.
and have it'd keep us warm and cook dinner while we're on the live stream.
About 2 hours. Yeah, I could just do some wings in that time.
Well, we could just roll it in to finish it off. What do we reckon, guys? Next time we set up the smoker right behind us and have a brisket or a pork sitting in there.
Pig on a spit.
Yeah, keep us nice and warm, and we can have some chow while we're on the live stream.
Sounds good.
And you're better than bloody veggie chips.
Veggie chips.
Veggie chips. Big brisket, nice smoke ring around it.
Man, you're making me hungry.
I'm getting hungry.
Mm.
Crown beds. He didn't even get to turn the nitrous bottle on.
Oh.
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 That's not good. There's definitely some interesting thing happening then if you call it before you actually give it some some nos.
I did notice when I took the you know how I said I have to run a spacer to clear that extractor of that starter motor. So when I took this the spacer off, it actually was constricting the airflow a little bit.
Right.
So I reckon once I whack that with the sledgehammer to give me some clearance, I'll
Some gentle persuasion.
some gentle persuasion. I reckon that I might get a few more HPs out of that motor. Even with the Haltech running it and a little bit of engine mod, like of cleaning up the engine mods, I reckon it might come back for about a couple of more HPs, like 620.
That's alright. That's alright.
If I get that 64mm per litre grip.
Yeah. That's your biggest problem as well. So there we go. Cornfed's a fan of the brisket.
Yeah. I reckon get out the pig. Get out the pig on the spit.
Oh no, brisket.
Some crackling as well.
Brisket with some like hickory barbecue sauce on the brisket and like some slaw.
Mate, I haven't done a good brisket in a while. I do a good meat And
Yeah. Ev's good with his meat. Brisket, pork, beer can chicken. That's a
beer
good
can
one.
chicken, she's good. The old beer can chicken.
Beer can chicken. I reckon next time bring the barbecue in.
Yeah.
Cook the barbecue while we're on it.
I reckon, say a couple more months' time we'll do another one. Like we did. Oh, last one was in January.
We could probably do one.
Maybe do it after we finish your car off.
Mm.
After we hit that 400 horsepower mark, we'll do another one.
After the
And
dyno.
we'll have the pallet sitting right there, and hopefully the Magnara will be able to get out of this shed by then.
Yeah. Do a rig rundown.
Go down.
I won't have the interior done by then.
Nah.
But that's alright.
That's it.
That's alright.
All right. Well, we're pretty much going to say our goodbyes.
Yep.
It's getting cold, getting hungry. Subway.
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 Subway. I'm thinking,
I reckon sponsorship from Subway would be all right.
let's stop it, not the crackling. Have a good, yeah. Ooh. Pork with a good bit of crackling, like nice glassy crackling, just snap
You
it.
just got to like, I reckon when you tap it with a spoon, it should just like shatter.
Yeah.
That's like perfect.
That's perfect crackling. I'm thinking a southern style chicken with bacon from Subway.
Ooh.
Yeah. The southern style chicken's just got a bit of something.
I might get my buffalo chicken with blue cheese sauce and habanero sauce. Add some Southwest to it as well.
I think we're going to Subway.
We're going Subway.
Yeah, we've convinced ourselves.
We're going Subway.
Right? And
Sean shouted me because I paid his postage for his charger.
oh, he's a tight ass, isn't he? All right.
All right, guys.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Thanks for watching. We did a 2-hour stint. I gotta go to the toilet as well. Too many beers.
Too many beers. Too much kiwi. What is it? Red lion.
Yeah, too much kiwi.
Lion red. My bad. Lion red.
Too much kiwi juice.
Too much kiwi juice. All right. Follow us on.
Follow us on
Insta, Facebook.
I got TikTok as well.
No dancing challenges.
No dancing challenges.
No.
No singing challenges. Yeah, at TinShed or at TinShed _TV.
Yeah.
Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm actually going to try and do some hoodies in the next or some type of merchandise, just to get our name out there a little bit.
We'd have to come up with like a science machine.
My wife has a cry cut cricket printer, so I'm gonna play with that. Make some mugs with a thermal mug printer.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thanks for
Watching.
thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in a couple of months for another live stream.
Sounds good. All right.
See you guys.
Bye, bye. I can go pee.
Are we off?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yes.